Okay, hi everyone, this is Chris Dangerfield from TT365, producing another one of our how-to videos. Today we're going to be talking about a new module that will be released on Monday the 10th of October. Table Tennis England have asked me to produce this video for the community to explain first of all what the new module is, why it's been introduced, how it's going to benefit you as leagues, clubs and counties, and also to give you a tour around the system, show you effectively how to use it, what you actually have to do, and hopefully when I do that you'll see why this is going to be so much better than the previous systems that have been in place. Okay, so if you've not watched the how-to video before, basically this is just me talking to you. There's no script. I'm just going to try and explain everything that I think you need to know. They're very popular. It's just as if you're sitting next to me and I'm just going to give you a quick tour around the system. So hopefully we're going to cover everything that we need to. I've got some notes in front of me, so let's get started. Okay, so this new module. On Monday, when this system goes live, you will see this. Annual return is open. So the annual returns is effectively the module, and basically what the annual returns module is a module that is going to replace a number of these forms that I'm sure many of you are going to recognize. So this is one of these AF forms that every league has to complete every year, and it tells you various things the Table Tennis England need to know. You have to tell them how many members you've got, junior members, etc. Basically a summary of your membership, and you also have to fill in one of these as well. It's another AF form, and it kind of tells Table Tennis England who the appropriate people are in the league, your chairman, secretary, treasurer, etc. Basically key information that they need to know to be able to effectively communicate with you. If you're a club, it basically would be the similar kind of form, and if you're a county, you get a slightly different version, but ultimately same principle. You're just going to complete various bits and pieces, and another one of these which just asks for stuff about what leagues are associated with your county, etc. So the first question then, I suppose, is why have we done this? Why is this module being provided? Well, if like me you've had to complete one of these forms, they can take quite a lot of time. Often the data that you need to complete is not always easily available. If you've got to specify the number of junior members, often you'll end up having to run off to ring your coach, find out what those numbers currently are. You know, the treasurer is going to be the one telling you how many members you've got paying in your league this year. You need personal details on everyone that's holding a role in the league. I've got to provide their addresses and their email addresses, telephone numbers, all manner of information. And it can be, as I say, quite time consuming to complete, especially if you've had changes in your organization and you need to update Table Tennis England on those changes. So what we've done is developed a online version, and the reason why this is going to be so much easier for you, and I think the key thing is speed, is that the vast majority of the information that you've been completing and filling out now for a while is already stored in either the membership system, the roles management system, league manager. Majority, if not all of the information is available somewhere in the system. So basically what the annual report system does is pull all of the information that Table Tennis England need into a single central form, where possible pre-populate as much of it for you as possible, so all you really need to do is validate it. So the word annual return is a term that's been thought up because you're going to need to do this once a year. I believe that the submission date is the 31st of October. So every year, someone from your organisation is going to need to log on and just confirm that the information that's currently stored in all of these various modules is accurate. And if any of it is not accurate at that point, you'll be required at that point just to go in, make any tweaks to the data that's necessary before you submit and say it's accurate. Then Table Tennis England will have a full history then of what you've submitted at a point in time. So they will know the correct person to contact at your league if they need to speak to the secretary, or they want to get in touch with an appropriate coach, or any one of a number of different roles that are all in the system itself. So how is it going to benefit you? The best thing is really if I just show you, speed is one of the key things that we wanted to try and solve. As I say, I've completed one of these forms myself, I know how long it can take. So my goal was really to try and make this as fast and as simple as possible for someone completing it. So you're going to log on, you're going to see this message. The annual return will open in 25 days. The date for submission is the 31st of October. You can submit the annual return before that date if you know that the information is not going to change. So you have a window of, I believe it's set to 30 days. So from around the 1st, 2nd of October, you could technically, if you've got all the information ready and your league has pretty much started, you can get it submitted and get the task completed. After the 31st of October, this message is going to start changing, and you're going to start getting prompts to say that the return is overdue. So enough of me waffling on. Let's show you how it works. So this annual returns module is going to be accessed via the membership system. So you click on the membership tab, and this is a new menu item that you won't have seen before. There are two sub-menu options: past submissions, which we'll take a look at a little bit later, and the submit a return. Now I'm logged into a live system. I'm logged into the Kidderminster website, which this is a league that I am associated with. So this is what you would do to submit your return. Click on the submit return button. Okay, so if you cast your mind back to the various forms that you know you need to fill in, you've got your members information, and there's obviously the information you're required to fill in about all of the leagues, chairman, secretary, etc., etc. From your perspective, if nothing is changed in your league and you've got all of your records up to date, which if you're using something like League Manager you would have had to have done anyway, submitting this form will literally be as simple as confirming the date that you're saying the information is accurate on, clicking this button here and clicking submit. That's it. And that whole process that you've been used to doing, where you fill in all these forms and post them back to Table Tennis England, that's gone and replaced with confirm, tick, submit. And you're done. Table Tennis England now have access to all of the information that they need. You're just confirming that everything is accurate. So you just need to have a little look to see whether the system has pulled out all the information correctly. So this is live data. It's telling you the number of teams and the number of clubs. Now this information is being pulled from League Manager. So if you're one of the leagues that use League Manager, I believe that's one of about 190 different leagues now that use it. This has worked it out for you. So it's looked at your league League Manager setup. It's determined that you've got 25 teams. It's looked at the number of clubs you've got. It's completed it for you. If that's accurate, you can move on. You don't need to really do anything. However, that is a field that you can edit if for any reason you don't use League Manager and you want to manually input those results. You have a membership summary. You notice it is slightly reduced from previous. Table Tennis England have redefined what they really need to know. All of this information is read-only. You don't actually need to do anything, simply confirm that it's accurate. All of this information has come from Membership Manager. So as long as you've got Membership Manager up to date, this information has been pulled from that source. If for any reason something on here is not right, and for example, you know you've got 10 cadet players, but this is saying you've only got 4, the way to fix that is to click the edit button. That's going to take you to Membership Manager, where you should go in and you should add the missing members, correct anything that's not quite right, and when you come back to this form, these figures will have all updated. It's instantly live. Similarly, you've got some membership classifications, some types. So this is just breaking the information down further. Again, this is all managed through Membership Manager, just breaking down the number of effectively paid members you've got at this point in time. And a bit further down, you've got the role summary. Now, Roles Manager is the tool that you use to record the people within your organization and the roles that they hold. So who the chairman is, who the coaches are, secretaries, etc., etc. So you just have a scan down. If any of this information is wrong, you edit, go to Roles Manager and update. And when you come back, it will have all changed. And then there's some information on disability, which is also populated completely for you from the membership system. So that's it. Effectively, your job is merely to keep the existing systems that you're using up to date, and then every year when the annual return is due, just come in, confirm it's all accurate, tick the box, click submit, and your annual return has been created successfully. So effectively what's happened now the return has been created, it's taking you to the past submissions. Now this one here is one that was done a while ago when we were developing the system, but this one here, this is the one that I have just created, and you can see submitted on the 6th of the 10th and is as accurate at the 31st of the 10th 2016. Now Talbot and Hastings now have access to this information instantly, and they can do their reports and update their systems and whatever they're going to do with it. You, if you want, have got a record of it. You can at any point go back and view the information that you submitted. You can view the person within your organization that actually did submit it and the times at which they did, the data that they submitted. It's all there for you. Or you can download it as a PDF if you want to keep a hard copy on file and submit that to the league secretary. So really, that's in terms of the use. I know that the video has been going on for about 10 minutes now, but actually to complete this annual return and to do this job has taken what was quite an arduous process and effectively made it into less than a minute's work. Assuming, of course, that you do use Membership Manager fully, you are keeping on top of the roles within your organization, and if you're not, at some point you're going to need to go in and make those changes before you can submit the return anyway. So it makes sense now to keep that information up to date as it happens, and when the return becomes due, you'll find that it's very quick and simple to complete the process. So that's what the new module delivers. That's effectively a quick tour of the system. It's very simple. I hope that we've achieved that goal, and hopefully it's going to really cut down on some of the administration that you've had to do previously. Now, in order to actually get started, when you log on, you're not going to have a history. You'll have an empty annual returns past submissions, that will be empty, but when you submit your first return, it will end up in here. When you log on, you're going to see this notification on the dashboard. Or actually, it's now disappeared. Interestingly, disappeared, and that's disappeared because I've actually done the submission. So it's not going to continually bug you. As soon as you've actually completed the task, it will disappear, and that's not going to come back now until effectively next October. Okay. To get going and get going on this, what we've done is we've created a role specific for this task. We've done that because historically these forms go to the league secretary, but now it's all fully digital and online. Really, the person that would complete this may not necessarily, you may not want that to be the league secretary. You may simply ask another member of your committee to do this task. If you've got people that are logging on, managing membership or inputting results or any one of a number of activities that you do within the system, it may be more appropriate for them to do that. So if you give the role of, it's classed as the TTE reporting officer role, if you give that to somebody within your league, which I'll show you here, That's the person that's going to get all the communication about the role itself. Okay, so where is it gone? TTE reporting officer. It's currently unassigned. So this is roles manager for anyone that's never actually looked in it. It's a very simple system. You add a person here to the reporting officer. I'm going to add myself now just to show you how it works. This is something that you're going to need to do if you haven't already done it. So you log into the system, come into roles manager and find the member. There we go. Approve it. You can put an appointment date if you want. It's actually quite a useful thing to have because it keeps a history of who's held what roles within your organization. These are less important. We will hide the member on the website. We don't need. You're only going to see this if you've got a TT365 website and you use League Manager. And we won't list the person as a contact because this role has no real relevance to your website. It's just an administration role. So we save that off. I've now been added to that role, as you can see down here. You can assign multiple people to this role if you want, if you feel as if you just want to give the ability to 2 or 3 people within the league to do this activity. Whoever comes up first can take care of it. That's also possible if that's the way you want to do it. So that's the first step. You need to make sure that you've assigned somebody to that role. If for any reason you haven't, it's going to default to the general secretary. But as I say, you have the option to specifically specify somebody if that's what you want to do. So that's sort of the first thing that needs to be done. The second thing is there's no point giving a role to somebody unless they can log in and access the system. So what you need to do is effectively give the appropriate permission. Now, this is an area that does sometimes trip people up, so I'm going to go through this with you and show you. You'd need to be logged in, and you're going to need to be an entity administrator or somebody that has actually got the user manager's permission to do this. Just because you have access to the membership manager doesn't mean you will be able to do this activity. You need to have a high level of access privileges to do this. But if you log in to the membership system, and if we find a membership record, I'm just going to search for myself. And I'm going to edit my record and quickly click on the permissions. So at the moment I have got entity administrator rights, which is the top level of permissions that you can have within an organization. However, you don't have to have this level to do this function. Effectively, what you need to do is you just need to give the person that's going to take this on the annual return submissions role. You tick that button, then whoever's going to log in will then be able to do what I've previously described. Save the record off. You go back to the index and you're done. It's 2 simple steps that need to be done if you haven't already done this, and that's it. So I'm going to pause for a moment while I go through my notes and make sure I've covered everything I wanted to cover, and I'll be back with you. Right, okay, I'm back. So there are just a couple of other bits and pieces that I just quickly want to go over. First of all, you either will or have received by now a communication from Table Tennis England, which will have introduced you to this system. I believe that's coming out towards the end of this week in preparation for the launch on Monday. The second thing is I haven't really said too much about the counties element or clubs. So everything I've shown so far has been based around what a league would do. A county is slightly different, not very different, but slightly. So counties don't have to specify the number of teams in their league. Obviously, they need to show basically the leagues with it that are affiliated to their county. Now, this information is already stored within the system, so actually from a county's perspective it's even less work. We already have this information. All we're really looking for is confirmation that it is still accurate. So when you view the annual return as a county, you will simply see a list of all of the leagues within your county, and we're just looking for confirmation that that's accurate. And if it's not, you just get in touch with Table Tennis England and update them on that. If you're a club that's going to be completing this, and again, this is something that I believe is coming relatively soon as part of the drive towards giving more and more help and tools to clubs, you will basically use the system almost exactly as I've demonstrated with a league. However, you won't, unless you run a league which is affiliated to Table Tennis England, you won't need to define any of the information around the number of teams you have. You simply need to define your membership information and the roles within your league, sorry, within your club. Okay, so those were the two things that I had missed and I needed to say. So I'm going to take one final pause, listen to this back, and then I'll do a summary. Okay, so I'm back. I've had a listen back and a watch of what we've recorded. I'm happy with the information that I've given you. Hopefully, you'll have found this video helpful, and you'll know now what you need to do. It is quite amazing how I've managed to waffle on for 21 minutes about something that only takes less than a minute to actually do. So I hope you've not found the video too arduous to sit and watch. But yeah, I hope this has been helpful to you. And for more how-to videos, please check the how-to section in the help tab. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching this short how-to video. You'll find more videos like this on our website. Just go to the help section and click on the how-to menu item. If you've got an idea for a how-to video that we don't currently have, please send an email to howto@tabletennis365.com and we will do our best to produce one of these as soon as we can. Thanks for watching.